How does this work? Is there like an equivalent of Dharma for relationships?
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, what is the relationship? What is the identity that relationship is part of? Relationship is always connected with an identity.
A personal identity, you mean?
Well, no, you mentioned about relationships. So in a relationship,
okay, maybe
you are one part. You are an identity that has a relationship.
Yeah. Well,
so
I don't know. Do I need to define? I mean, maybe I need to define it.
Well, that's if you don't, you won't know your Dharma.
Okay.
So if you think, well, what's my relationship? What's my Dharma in this relationship? The question is, what is your identity within the relationship?
Okay, that's the starting point.
Yeah. Once you look at that, you actually might see how to, and you may look at it and think, well, actually, if I was really serving the other person, I might adjust my identity. I might need to think about what I actually think my identity is, and therefore what I think.
Wouldn't that be adjusting it to sort of align with them? Is that being true to myself?
It depends. You have to look at, you can only adjust the identity to be you. You can't make it something that isn't you. Otherwise, you will have a hard time.
I mean, this goes back to. This goes back to life purpose,
again, the Gita warns, very interestingly, it says, never try to do someone else's Dharma. Because you're not, to do someone else's Dharma is, you're trying to be someone you're not.
Yes.
And you may, even if you could do it well, it says don't do it, because you're not, it just won't work for you. You've always got to be you.
Yes.
But still, understand the you in this relationship, and then understand the service, what you have to do for the others within the relationship.
There's no doubt thousands and millions of teenagers would have been very happy to have had that advice, rather than follow their parents' choice of career for them.
Yeah, maybe that's true. Although I think kids these days make up their own minds.
I must admit, I was talking to someone the other day about the Indian culture, and it seems that in the Indian culture there's still this, I'll be careful with my words, but it sounds like a near obsession, if it's not an obsession, for their children to become accountants and lawyers, and I think there's one other profession, doctors, is it?
Accountants.
Doctors, accountants, lawyers. I mean,
pharmacists.
Pharmacists. I mean, what happened to, this guy has come on this earth, he may have certain talents. What's happened to acting or sweeping the streets?
Yeah, but you're talking about an immigrant community, many of whom arrived in this country only 30 odd years ago with 10 quid in their pockets. So that
makes it different?
No, what it does is the generation that went through that are going to think, I came to this country, I swept floors, I did the factory jobs, I was a machine operator, I was running a huge office.
To give their children what they couldn't have, and yet even then they push their children into something that those children may not want. Isn't there a?
I personally don't think they should push, but that's why.
Do you see the contradiction in?
Oh, absolutely. But it's not unusual for people who have been through trouble to give a skewed kind of vision of what will make other people happy. Yeah. That's just the nature of trauma and.
Well, it's projection, isn't it? It's projection.
What they're thinking is, look, these are the safe jobs. You're guaranteed, good earning and security in earning, and that's why they encourage it. Even my mother, she asks what my kids are doing. Well, they're going to study business. Wouldn't they like to be a doctor?
Yes, they're going to be a doctor's business.
And, I sometimes wish that my kids would like to be a doctor, but because I think it's a rather nice, profession, but it's not them. And you're quite right. Why push someone into something?
But that's the irony, isn't it? I mean, the parents who wish, because they want the best for their children. They want their children to have
them into something
whatever,
that they don't want,
and then they push them into something that's not them.
That's it's not a
bizarre.
Service. It's not a service to them. No, I'm not, and I'm certainly not trying to defend that.
I can't.
I'm just saying that it's typical of an immigrant community who have been through problems
Yeah.
to kind of for that generation to do
So
that.
how do you unravel that? Does it go
Oh,
on
just
in
go- No, it's-
perpetuity
Hopefully,
until all the grandmothers and grandfathers have died?
hopefully, the next generation kind of thinks twice about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.